try again. I think it will work now. So, here again. All right, let's try one more time. I think it will work this time. So let me try to add Sonia. Hello again. Hi, Liane. Hi, Josie. How are you? Yes.
Hello.
Hi, Sony. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Sony. Hello. Let me just try to change my audio first because it's not very good here, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, there is an echo.
There is an
I
echo.
can hear myself.
Try to speak now.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Much better.
Ah, okay. All right, so how are you doing?
I'm very fine. I'm so happy that finally we could get.
Yes, me too.
Yes, and
after
how
a
are
lot
you?
of attempts. I'm doing fine. I'm great. Thank you. It's awesome. So, Sony, can you introduce yourself? Like, what would you like people to know about you? Because and actually, is your handle correct here? I pinned it below. Is it correct? Yes, right?
Yes, yes.
Well, okay.
My name is Erison Silva, but I'm also known as Sony since I was 5 years old because of that trademark Sony Ericsson. And yes, my friends used to call me like that. And today I'm so used to this name that I call myself Sony. So I'm 20 years old and I'm happy because I'm a teacher. So it was the dream of my life. Since I was 8, I was certain that I wanted to be a teacher, and today I'm an English teacher, and I'm preparing myself to be a Spanish teacher.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, there are so many things I want to ask you.
Yes.
I see in your stories, I see a lot of kids, so you teach kids, right?
Yes, yes. And I am an English teacher in one school, and I'm a part-time teacher. But I also work as a bilingual teacher in a school, but introduced in a school called the International School. It's a bilingual project here in Brazil. It's the biggest one, chosen as the best of 2017 and 2018. And those classes, I don't teach English, but I teach everything in English. And my students are from 1 year old to 4 years old.
Oh, that's so cute. Those children are so, so cute.
What? Sorry.
No, I was saying that they're very cute.
Yeah, they're very cute.
Yes, yeah. And and also, before I forget, it seems that there is a project, another one that I don't know that you're working on. I would like to know more about it. What's it called?
They go beyond. Yeah.
Yeah. What's that?
Go beyond. Well, go beyond. I created it to teach languages to people. So and 4 years ago, exactly, in my vacations, I didn't have anything to do. I was like, oh my God, I have nothing to do. I have to do something. And then I created a WhatsApp group. I put people there and started to teach Japanese and then English.
Oh my God!
Yes.
The easiest language on earth, Japanese.
No, it's not that hard. You can see here. I think Polish has the worst language to learn, but anyway, you are so special on it. But I have here a board with all the words in Japanese that I need to learn in this week.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's very good. And the years were passing, and I was developing this course, and it officially has become a course, a real course. And now in 2019, I try to expand it, not only to people online, but to real people in real life and poor people that didn't have the opportunity even to learn Portuguese. So I went to a poor neighbor here in Caicó, here in Caicó, and this is my city, Caicó, in Rio Grande do Norte. And I talked with the community there, and I said that I wanted to teach English freely to them, and they accepted. And today we introduce English, art, and sport to them through language. And this is
that's beautiful. It's This is what?
This is our model. Is transform lives through languages.
Wow, that's beautiful, Sony. I had no idea the project was about that. Because I got a little here, a little there, and I didn't know it was about that, about doing that. That's so cool. Wow. Yeah, and it's amazing that people they want to learn, right? They want to learn. If you offer the chance, the possibility for them to learn something, they will learn it. This is great, fascinating. And so tell us a little bit. So for people here who doesn't know, Sony is Brazilian like me. I live in the southeast in Minas Gerais, Belo Horizonte, and Sony lives in the northeast. Right, Sony? Yes. All right, tell us a little bit and tell me a little bit about your polyglot life. So, what was your first language? Was it English?
Well, yes, I have a crazy story about languages. I first started to learn English when I was 6. My old brother, my family was very, very poor, so we didn't have that opportunity to start a course of languages. And my brother wanted to learn English because he played a lot of video games and he needed English. So he needed someone to practice with, but didn't have friends who spoke the language. We didn't have computer, and it was like in 2003. So in Brazil, in 2003, having a computer, you were very, very rich. And my family, being very, very poor, we didn't have this opportunity. So he started to teach me English to practice with him. So he taught me vocabulary lists like animals, places in the city, and things like that, but I didn't have that interest. But I remember every single word that I learned, and the first phrase that I ever translated, that was big houses, in the word that I read like big houses in the world. Because I didn't know how to read it very well, even in
the sounds.
So when I was 9, my teacher of the school has chosen the best 10 students of the school, and I was one of them. So she started teaching us Spanish, my mother liked the idea very much, but I didn't know. Hello, Jorge. Hello, José Arildo. They are my friends.
Yes, hello,
Hello,
everybody who's arriving here. Yes, I can
yes.
see he's the best teacher, best polyglot. Yeah.
Yes. Hello, everyone from Caipó. Thank you for watching. Obrigado por assistirem. So, I started to learn Spanish, not even knowing why when I was 9, but I always had this interest of learning languages. For example, when I was still 7 years old, I took my father's phone, changed the language of the phone to see how the words were in other languages. For example, settings in English, and I read like settings, things like new game, load game, options. I read like Nelgami, Loadigami, Options. And I was so happy that I was really speaking English, and that motivated me. And that's why today I teach English so easily, and people can learn so easily when you accept their mistakes. Because I remember when I was reading New Game as Nelgami. I remember when I read Potion as Poitinho. So if today I learn English, I still learn English, and I am an English teacher, and I'm a polyglot, being able to speak 7 languages, is because I accepted myself to commit mistakes.
Yes, this is, thank you for saying that. This is so important, Sony. Yes. The first thing we need to do, right, is to relax, have fun with the language, play with it, and play with the mistakes, accept the mistakes, they will happen. But we don't need to suffer, right, and get stuck because of mistakes. No, it's the opposite. They're a reason for us to move on. Yes, totally. So you started with English, and then it was Spanish, right? The teacher started teaching you Spanish at school. And okay, what were the next languages? The sequence of languages.
Is French, Latin, and Italian.
Okay. Why Latin? Why Latin?
Well, Saturday it made 5 years that I was converted to Catholicism. I passed through a long time of depression. I tried to kill myself twice.
Oh my God.
Yes, since I didn't have the courage to do that, I talked to my friend that was trafficked in that times, and I combined with them I matched with them to one day he killed me with a gun on my head, a bullet on my head, so I wouldn't feel pain. But right on that day, I found myself in faith with Jesus Christ. I have a strong experience with Jesus Christ that changed my life forever. And then I wanted to be a priest. So I started to learn Latin, to pray in Latin. And even today I do that. I pray in Latin every day.
That's fascinating. Yeah, and Latin is, I think we should not have stopped learning this in school. Like, this is our loss. Because in the past, I think when our grandparents were in school, they were supposed to be learning Latin, right? And now we don't have that anymore. And that's one of the origins of our language. Portuguese, for those of you who don't know, we speak Portuguese in Brazil. But also all the other Romance languages, and it has influenced many other languages as well. So knowing Latin is like, it helps just so much, so much. And yeah, I started learning when I was in college. I took 1 semester of Greek, and I felt the same. I felt that this is a language that we should know more about, but I couldn't continue studying, but I was fascinated by it. Sony, and how do you practice all these languages? How do you keep them alive? You know?
people look at me and say, I am your fan because you study
Yes.
so much language. And I say, no, 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 I don't study. I have something to confess. I'm a teacher, but I don't like to study.
I don't like to study.
Yeah.
But how do you learn? No, but you learn. How do you learn?
I just live. I know that appreciating things in other languages can help me. So I listen to music in Italian, in Greek, and French, and I want to know what they are saying. I want to know what I'm singing. So I live in other languages. I learn languages because in my life there are lots of things that are in other languages. So for a question of surviving, I have to know them to introduce myself in them. So I just live.
Yeah, today, well, before I continue, Ed is saying here, I studied Latin at college for 1 year. I hated it, but it was very important to assimilate French after this process, definitely. It makes a huge difference when we learn a little Latin, a little Greek. It affects the way we learn all the other Romance languages and so on. Yes, it is very important. It's difficult because of all the declinations, the cases, and things like that we need to memorize, right? But I don't know. I like grammar. I like, you know, because it gives me, it's like, for example, in Polish, there are a lot of cases that the grammar is super full of exceptions everywhere. And I know it's, I think that some people feel a little overwhelmed, like it's too much for them to handle. But the way I see it, like, I'm not supposed to memorize everything like in a year or 5 years or whatever. You know, I don't feel that pressure. I don't beat myself up because I don't know the grammar. But I have fun with it. I really have fun with the grammar. And I think it helps me feel more comfortable when I speak. So I was going to ask you, do you practice speaking with them? For example, Japanese or even Latin. Do you talk to people? How do you use the internet to practice, to communicate with people?
English is the most basic one because I work as a bilingual teacher, so every day I have to speak in English in my job. I'm not allowed to speak Portuguese in the classroom, so it's easy. I live with a friend, Iago, that we used to speak in English, but this week I wanted to make Spanish more close to my life, so yo empecé a hablar español en el pasar del día. So passing the day, I'm speaking Spanish. Japanese, I usually talk to people, I read a book, I write, I love to write in Japanese. In French, I talk to friends, I have lots of groups on WhatsApp.
Okay. So you use WhatsApp, right? You use WhatsApp to practice, to communicate with people. Do you use Skype or no? Yes? Do you use Instagram? Okay.
Yes, I use Instagram a lot.
I see that you write a lot in your stories. Okay. Take your time. Let me see if there is something here. So Ed is saying that's right. It was the Latin conjugation. Go ahead.
I was just saying that usually people used to ask us polyglots. Who I'm sure that someone asked you this question already, made you this question. What apps do you use to learn language? Which apps can I download to learn language? Well, I'm giving now the best app to learn languages, okay? So this is it. WhatsApp is the best app to learn English, the best app to learn languages. Why? Because you can only learn a language if you practice it, if you speak it. So WhatsApp is the best place on internet to learn languages because there you can find everyone in any place of the world to speak with.
But how do you search? For example, I'm going to stick with Japanese. How do you search people to talk to on WhatsApp?
Well, usually there are polyglots group that you can find people there who can lead you to this contact. But you can find on internet there are a lot of sites, websites on internet. You can just Google it. Websites to connect with Japanese people, and you will have a list of sites of crazy Japanese people who are also interested to interact with people from Brazil, for example.
Yeah, because this is a tip for people who are watching, right? They might be, because I hear this question a lot too. People are always trying to find a partner to practice with.
Yes.
And they don't know how to do the search. They don't know where to start. Where can I go and find a partner?
You can try Amigo too.
What's that? This is a site?
Used? Yeah.
What is the name again?
Amigo. Like
okay.
People usually say Omegli. I also say Omegli, but it's Amigo.
No, I don't think I've heard of this one. So it's a site, it's like a exchange kind of site, language exchange kind of site.
More or less is a place where you don't know who are you speaking with. So it's very dangerous. You have to care. But also is a place where I found lots of friends from every continent of the world. Really, I did speak with someone from Antarctica there.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. They shuffle a list of people and you simply speak with a person you don't know. Who is it? If you make friend with him or her, you can have a friendship for life. There I found Alex, for example, a boy from Mexico. We speak every day. We make video calls in Spanish. He helps me a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to say something here because I had an experience in the past learning German. I use those language exchange sites in which, you don't know. Well, each person has a profile, right? And then based on the profile, on things that person likes or not, you can get in touch and see if you can practice, right? But my experience was not so good. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that I'm a woman, so that may have a part in it. So today, what I feel more comfortable with is using Instagram, because I follow, like you, I follow people who say they are interested in languages, and I can see if they're really interested or not based on their feed, their stories, their live streams, and everything else. So you can see what's going on in the person's feed. And a person who isn't interested in languages will not update their feed, right? Unless, I don't know, but it will take a lot of work. But I feel very comfortable on Instagram because of that. And, being able to connect so easily with people, I think that's cool. And it's a way also to get a lot of tips, like now with you, right? You're telling us here a lot of tips using WhatsApp and the site to find out, to find solutions for problems like that. Who can I talk to? Who can I practice with, right? This is good. Very nice. Do you have a next language? Are you thinking about another language to learn, or you want to level up? Which one?
I'm passionate with Russian, so one day I want to learn Russian. Russian, Polish, I don't know, Arabic, Chinese. I think they are challenged. But there is one language that I need to learn. It's a necessary, that is Libras.
That's right, yes.
I need to learn Libras. And for example, 2 weeks ago, I was in a bar with my friends, and then came a girl that she's mute. And she started to speak using body language, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what she is trying to communicate. And the best part is that in my university, I paid to pay a subject. Is this right? Pagar uma disciplina?
I don't know what it means in Portuguese. It means like to do the course?
Yes,
I'm not
course of Libras. In my course,
yeah.
I study history in the university and letras em inglês. But in history, we are obligated to study Libras, and I studied, but I didn't have that interest because I thought it wouldn't do anything with me. But on that day, I knew how important is to know Libras because someone was trying to communicate with me, and I was doing a body language that she couldn't understand.
Okay.
I woke up that day and I said, "Oh my God, I have to learn Libras." So I'm trying to join the resources on internet, and next month I will buy lots of books to learn Libras. Speaking about language, do you want to see my books?
Yeah, sure. Please.
Okay. So
while you get them, let me just read a comment here. Okay, so Humberto.
So meanwhile, I'm going to leave my phone here. Okay.
Okay. I'll just read a few comments here. So Humberto is saying, do you know anybody that wanna practice English on WhatsApp? So contact Humberto if you want to practice English with him. And Ed is saying, I practice my Spanish on a chat called Univision.com, but they canceled it in 2010. I talked with many Latin people around the world. The majority was in the US. Yes, trying to find a ways. Today it's easier with the internet, right? It's easier. So it's important to talk to people, to get tips, to exchange ideas, and to know what's new because there are always new sites popping up. So communicating, exchange ideas, this is very good. Being part of a WhatsApp group, even if you're interested in another language, is good too, because you can always get a very, very good tips. I was going to say something. What was I going to say? I forgot. So, Sony, are you there?
Yes, I'm coming.
Oh. I'm not using my phone because my phone.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah, good to have you back. I'm using Newton's phone, and a message popped up here, and I forgot it's his phone. So what are all right?
Just to show you, I will do a very quickly passing by the books because for not wasting too much time. Okay.
Okay.
So Italian, this is a grammar book with lots of games.
So you use grammar. You do grammar exercises.
Yes, but I don't like it. I just because I try to teach language, so I need them. So doing like crossing words, it's very important.
Yes.
This one is very good. This collection, Leia e Pensa. There are lots of languages: Italian, French, German. There are only texts in this book, so you can read them. It's a reading book. It's a book.
Excellent. Nice. Very nice.
The New Testament in English and Portuguese, very good.
Yes, people say reading the Bible in different languages can be excellent.
Yeah, and also because the language of the Bible is not the common language we use daily. So if you want to learn difficult English, read the Bible in English.
Yeah, definitely.
So I have some of these little saints here in French, for example, this one and this one in Italian.
Okay, cool.
I have the Book of Mormon, and for much that I'm not Mormon, but I read it. I have
Yes.
literature, for example, in Italian. I have technique books. This one is from the Cardinal Ratzinger, the Bento XVI, in German.
Okay, wow.
Las revistas de la Mónica en español.
Ah, en español.
I buy a lot of them.
Wow, and you can find them in your city, in Caicó?
Yeah. Yes, it's not so difficult to find. I think you can find in a good revistaria, in a good magazine you can find, because it's not something difficult to find. It's common.
Yeah. Well, if you want to find it, if someone wants to find a book, they will find the book, right? It's just a matter of wanting. If you want it, you will find it.
Yes. And you can find like also comedy books. This one I won from a friend. It's called Geschichten Logewohn. It's a comedy book in German. I have grammar.
Gales. Espanhol. French.
Yes. Things to teaching. This one is very interesting. It's called Manual de Sobrevivência para um Professor Particular de Idiomas.
Oh, that's interesting.
Speak English, language, particular teacher, surviving manual. Just in the book that I found here. So, Harry Potter books in English.
Oh yes, this is so popular.
The Harry Potter books is very good because they are not infanto-juvenil book like here in Brazil. They are serious books. You can have real English, Britain literature here in Harry Potter. So I have this one in English, but I have one in German too, and a very good dictionary.
Yes, so important.
This one is very huge. I found it for R$180, but the seller sold me for R$30, as he knew that I really wanted to learn languages.
This dictionary is English.
Yes, it's better for you that already can read, like you can read comfortably without some difficulties. If you're not advanced but not basic, I recommend to you an English to English dictionary, because translation is not the best way always. Translation is good, but not always.
Yeah, it depends on many things. But Sony, for a person who says doesn't like to study, you have a lot of books. I have a lot.
Yes,
very good. Okay, so let's play the game. Yes, would you rather? Yes.
Sorry, because I didn't get how to really play. I saw the questions, but you can start.
Okay, so let me just get my questions here. There are many questions, so we're going to play Would You Rather, which means which do you prefer? Which of these two options do you prefer? Sometimes the options are super hard, sometimes not so hard. So, for example, let's see here. This is a bit silly, but would you rather listen to music from the 70s or music from today?
Music from today.
No, I'm going to make it more difficult, like forever. You need to choose for the rest of your life. What do you prefer, the music from today or from the 70s?
From today, because I'm more familiarized.
Oh, so you don't know much about the 70s songs, music?
No, I don't know. I don't know how to differentiate the 70s and the 80s and 90s.
Oh my God, you're so young. You're a baby. You're a baby. But you should give it a try. Try to listen to the 70s songs.
Today
all right,
I will sleep listening to 70s music, and I will tell you what I thought.
Tell me later, yes. Do you have a question for me?
Yes. Would you rather speak forever, whispering or shouting?
Oh my, no, for me it has to be whispering because, I'm sorry, because I cannot shout. My voice goes away very easily. I already don't have much of a voice left, but it's funny because sometimes I speak very softly. I don't tend to speak very loudly. My husband speaks very loudly because it's his voice. But for me, I don't know, I don't have voice. I cannot sing. When I sing, you know, my voice is very weak. So it would be more comfortable for me to whisper for the rest of my life. So another question here. Okay, would you rather, this is a very practical and contemporary question. Would you rather make a phone call or send a text? What do you prefer, to make a phone call or send a text? And let's suppose it's for the rest of your life. You need to choose for the rest of your life.
Send a text.
Send a text, why?
I think it's more practical.
More practical?
Yes, I can do that and leave the phone.
Yeah, I like text too, for some reasons. One, I know I'm not going to disrupt the other person with a call, you know, so I prefer to send a text. And for me, it's the same thing. If people send me a text, I can see it anytime. And also, I have time to think what I'm going to reply, because when people call, unless it's an emergency, yeah, sometimes I need time to think, right? And also, you have time to think about what you're going to write in the message. And
yes.
Yeah. I don't know, a lot of people prefer, so Ed prefers phone calls, audio recording. Yeah, a lot of people prefer that. Okay, it's your turn now, Sony.
Okay, so would you rather only learn languages or recipes, cooking recipes?
No, definitely languages. Definitely, because I can't cook.
Yes.
I can't cook.
Oh
my God. I can't. And this is very bad. I'm very embarrassing. I'm very embarrassed. I feel embarrassed when I say this, because this is survival stuff, right? I think everyone should know how to cook. But I cannot cook. Well, I hope one day... Sorry?
Say, you can say.
Oh yeah, no, it's not that I can't cook well. I can't cook at all. I can't cook anything. So, can you cook? Do you cook?
Well, this is a funny story, because I lived with my mother until November of the last year, and I couldn't cook at her house because she said that kitchen is a place for women. And since I came out as a homosexual, she tried to lock me up. So do not cleaning things up, do not cooking, things like this, because she interpreted as being things for a woman. But since the first weekend I was living alone, I found myself in kitchen. I made Italian food, and I love cooking, and I cook every day.
Yeah, and I was supposed to know how to cook, but I just don't. So yeah, gender stuff, right? It's not the way it works. So Ed is saying today is terrible time for music, international and national. What do you think, Sony? Do you think what do you think about music today?
Well, my favorite kind of music is classical. So I usually listen to Bach and Mozart, Allegri, Tomás Luís Victoria. But I like today's music. For example, Latin musics from the rest of South America and American musics. I love them. I like to dance. I like to party.
Yes. Yeah, that's cool. So Ian is asking British or American accent.
Totally
Let's
British.
transform. What,
British.
British?
Yeah.
Why? Why? Is it because of Harry Potter? Harry Potter?
Yes, not just about that, but it's because my English references, they are British, and also because it's more easy to speak with the people, and my students, they feel more comfortable with the British accent. For example, it's more easy to them to say beautiful than beautiful. Or today, a student said that he thinks it's better to say 30 than 30, as an American would say. So I think it's more easy. But people usually ignore it, say that you are trying to show off, trying to invent to speak British English. But that's so terrible because it's my references.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think accent is something we choose, what we're going to do about it, right? It's different from pronunciation. Pronunciation has to do with the clarity, or clarity, as Americans would say. So it has to do with being understood. But the accent shouldn't interfere so much in the communication. And then you can choose, right? If you want to keep your Brazilian accent, go ahead and do it. If you want to choose... But then it's interesting because it's not just American and British. There is South African, Australian, accent from New Zealand. And if you're talking about American accent, what American accent are you talking about? Is it Boston accent, New York accent? Is it from Texas? Is it from where? So, yeah, if you're going to talk about accent, you need to get specific about that. And in England or in Great Britain, it's the same, right? There is a huge variety of accents there, huge. So it's interesting to learn about that. Very cool.
Yes. So this is it. I will have you another question of what you order, okay?
Okay.
Let me see. Would you rather live in a capital city or in a countryside house?
This is a very good question because I live in the
Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather live in a capital city with lots of friends, but with a busy life, or living in a countryside with a small amount with a few friends only, but time to spend with them?
Yeah, I would still prefer living in the countryside, but I don't know if I'm saying that because, you know, the other person's grass is greener. You know, we always want what we don't have, because I live in the capital city, Belo Horizonte, in Minas Gerais. It's a big city. I have a busy life, and yeah, I don't have much time to spend with friends. So I don't know. I always wonder what it would look like if I lived in the countryside in a smaller town with more time to spend with friends. That will be interesting. What about you?
Well, I live in a place I don't have time to spend with my friends. So I will choose countryside. And that's interesting because I never went in a countryside in all my life. So it's a thing I think that I wish to know.
Yeah. It's yeah, I never lived. I've been in the countryside, but not lived. So Ed is saying, for me, the countryside is just to rest because I hate mosquitoes. Yeah, for example, the internet, I don't know about the internet. If the internet connection is not good, I don't know if I can live, you know, stay for a very long time in the countryside. And what do I need? Yeah, mostly the internet. I don't know if I need something else, that if I would miss something else. I think mostly, yeah. I don't know. But it's a good question. Good question. All right, just another question here for you. Okay, this is for, you know, in terms of the whole world, the population of the whole world. Would you rather stop the wars or end world hunger? Would you stop all the wars? This is a hard one. Hello, Valdeci.
This is a very hard question.
I know, I'm sorry. This is super hard.
But it's
and
very good
all the
because
wars.
you make me reflect.
Yeah.
Well, I think that, oh my God. I think I would like to stop war. Because if didn't have war, we didn't have, it was, let me try to explain why. Well, because if didn't have war in the world, we didn't have, the biggest worry of the world today is the wars. So if they stopped, so we ourselves in finishing this hunger thing. So we could feed our people, our own kind. But sometimes we try to, for example, we have a lot of owns of missionaries, of people who give totally their money to help people in Africa, in Asia, here in America, for example. But the war doesn't want it. It's the war. So this is it.
Very good. Yeah, the connection is not so good, but I think I understand. You're saying that it's better to end the war, right? Because, yeah?
No, just the video stopped, but it's normal.
Okay, it's, yeah. Yeah, so you're saying that it's better to end the war than to end world hunger. Because by ending the war, people might have a chance to, by ending the war, we might end world hunger too, right? As a consequence. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. This is not so hard in the end, right? I think. Yeah. It's. It makes sense. Okay.
Yes,
do you have another question? Yeah. Do you have another question, Sony?
I can have a last one. Let me think.
Okay.
So, what do you order? This is a very interesting question, but I'm afraid it. But I will do this. But do not think I'm crazy, okay? What do you order?
Okay.
Prefer to lose your sight or lose your voice?
Yeah. Let's see. I would rather lose my voice. I don't know. I haven't thought much about it, but I think it's less, you know, it's easier to learn how to communicate, right? As if I'm deaf, communicate with using Libras or something. And this question is interesting because there are 2 movies today involving this, right? One of them is Bird Box, in which people cannot use their eyes, but they can talk. And there is another movie that I forgot the name, but it's very similar. But in this movie, people cannot speak. They can see, but they cannot speak. Do you know?
I watched this.
What's the name? Do you remember?
Something like that.
Yes, yes. I watched both movies, and I think I don't know. I think I would prefer to see and lose my voice. What about you? Just to finish.
Well, I would like to speak. I would like to speak forever, and losing the sight would be a problem, but I still could be a language teacher. And that's what's make me happy. So, and this is interesting because I have a project to the next year, and I didn't want to speak to. Okay. Well, next year I think I'm going to a different country like Mongolia, or Thailand, or India, something like these countries that I always wanted to know, but I will with a black glass, and I will not. Wait, how can I say that? Eu não poderei.
I won't be able to.
Oh, yes, thank you. I won't be able to see, to have my sight. Okay, by 6 months, I want to experience how a blind person learns. And
wow, that's phenomenal.
Apply that in learning and language learning. So I will have a lot of pressure, temptation to get out those glasses and see what is surrounding me. But I think this is the will of those who can't see. Even here, I think my city is the most boring city in the world. But even that would be a great thing to a blind person to see. So I'm going to another country that I want to know, but as a blind person, because I want to pass through everything that a blind person passed through.
Wow, that's so beautiful, Sony, because that's empathy, right? That's what you're doing, practicing empathy. 100%. That's fantastic. Luciano is saying it's a quiet, it's beautiful. A quiet place, yeah. I liked it a lot. I think I like A Quiet Place better than Bird Box. Anyway, time flew by. We need to end here. Sony, thank you so much for accepting to join this live stream. I had so much fun, learned so much. Oh my God. We should do this again.
Yes, we can do this again. I will try to make live streams in my Instagram too, but in Portuguese, as the most people of my Instagram doesn't speak English. So I would just leave here a recommendation. I would like people to follow me, because on my Instagram they can have lots of tips of English and language learning. And I will leave to, if you allow me, my WhatsApp number, my WhatsApp contacts. Contact me and we can practice in English.
Yes. I'm going to upload this video to our YouTube channel. So send me all the links, all the numbers, everything. I will add it to the description, and ways for people to find you, contact you. Okay?
Okay, I posted here my phone number so people can contact me. And thank you so much for this, okay? To giving me this opportunity to speak, to say what I think about language, and playing this game with you, because I reflected about a lot of things. Mainly war and hunger. And this is an interesting thing, because we people who learn languages, we have to worry about that, because learning language is all about helping the other. Giving the opportunity to the other to live with you. You speaking the other's language is a charity thing. So war and hunger is a polyglot subject. We need to discuss this.
Yeah, Sony, you're a great example of a person to, of course, please, everyone, follow Sony. You'll learn a lot. And that's it. We'll stop here. Thank you all so much for joining this live stream. It was very good. I had a nice time. And I'll see you all next time, okay?
Thank you so much. Obrigado.
See you.